Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.
Everybody, welcome to Sportsline tonight from Monday night, the 7th of April. If you're watching live on streaming here tonight, welcome to the show. Mike Pavlik here. Jim Barton is along with us tonight, one of the hot dog guys. Jim, good evening.
Good evening, Mike. Good to be here.
Yes, and there's not a hot dog in the middle of the table. We're going to get to that later. We brought food in tonight just to tantalize all you folks out there and to send you to one of our sponsors. So we've got a week of the baseball season in. By the way, Bob's not here tonight. Bob has got the night off, and he'll be back shortly. We've got a week of the baseball season in. The Pirates won 4 out of the 6, which was good. We're pretty happy about that. 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals was a good start. So things moving along there with the pitching, not hitting much, but that's the Pirates. That's kind of what you expect. So other than that, it's National Championship game going on tonight in basketball. I, of course, had Florida.
So did I.
So
I think everybody had Florida.
I don't know. We have an 8 playing a 7 for the championship, the 2 highest seeded combined to ever play in a title game. I don't know. I pick a team to root for. I can't stand UConn in anything. So and now their men and women's teams are playing for the championship. So, but the way Kentucky's kind of really caught fire here in this tournament, and it just shows you how poorly they seeded it. They were an 8 seed, and they were not an 8 seed, sorry. Yeah. Well, think about it this way. Kentucky was only seeded 3 spots ahead of Pitt. Pitt was the top 9, and Kentucky was the third 8. There were only 3 spots separating the 2 teams, and you try to tell me that Kentucky and Pitt were that close? No, exactly. So a lot to answer for by the committee when it comes to that. So we'll have that going on tonight. And the Masters will be this week. Maybe we'll get a chance to get into that later. There'll be no Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Injuries have put Tiger on the shelf for the Masters this year, and the folks at Augusta are probably not too happy about that. So gives us a chance to take a look at the rules and regulations tonight. If you want to give us a call, it's 724-236-0430 and take a shot at one of our trivia questions. You can do that. Under these conditions, you can win a prize once every other week per household. You can win a Grand Salami prize or the Mystery Profile only once a calendar month. And on the Mystery Profile, you can only try that once a month. Once you've given it a shot, then you have to wait till next month. And everybody's going to be free and clear since it's the beginning of the month here, first Monday in April. Multiple choice will give you 15 seconds, 20 on the Grand Salami, and the Mystery Profile goes clue by clue. First-time callers will give you 2 or more prizes with a correct answer, and then if it's been more than a year since you have called, we will reinstate your first-time caller status, and you can win those 2 prizes. DoubleDribbleBob.com is where you can go to find answers. It's where you can go with a quick, handy little link to tune into the show on Monday nights live if you want to do that. And tune into Bob's radio show Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. on WAVL. That's 910 on your AM dial. And you see the number up in the corner, 724-236-0430. We have a line open for you. Why don't you come on in? So, Jim, you had an idea. Tell the folks.
Oh, yes. I thought I would bring a sandwich in. This is
not just a sandwich.
Yes, this is the famous Mattio's. What's it called? Iron Man. The Iron Man.
The yes. Iron Man hoagie.
This is the challenge you had. Well, I don't think they had the challenge anymore, but they used to have a challenge where you eat one of these, you get your picture up on the wall. I'm not sure what's all in it. I know
There's plenty of good Italian meats and cheeses.
This here is a
There's a cheese stick.
cheese stick.
We have that. We have coleslaw.
Coleslaw,
I wasn't
tomato.
aware of the coleslaw. I see salami, tomatoes, pickles,
Jalapenos.
jalapenos. Yeah, they're there too. Now here's what we're going to the true test of this thing. First of all, 1000 Broadview Boulevard. They let me on TV. Brackenridge Heights. 724-904-7312 is the number to call. The pizza and subs, of course, and we'll get into more of that later. But if you really want one of these, you can stop by Mattio's and pick one of these up and see how many people it can feed. And we're going to give it the true test tonight and see how many people it can literally feed here in the studio. Obviously, we're not going to eat it while we're on the air, but the folks in the back are going to dive in. And we're going to see how many people it takes to polish one of these things off, because it is enormous. It's at least a foot long, and just the sheer amount of food on it is unbelievable. So
I know it's heavy. When we carried it in, it was
well, I know you had a dolly, didn't you?
pretty close.
Yeah, exactly. You wheeled that thing in with a dolly, so it's you can feed a lot of people with it, and it's truly the best value on the menu there at Mattio's. So stop in there and take a look. We'll tell you more.
Pizza's good too.
We'll tell you more. The pizza's fabulous. Gyros, calzones, strombolis, and all that other good stuff. We'll tell you more about. We'll tell you more about them later. They, of course, sponsor our mystery profile, and as we mentioned, it's the first Monday of the month, so everybody's eligible to give it a shot. So why don't you give that a try? Let's take our first break of the night. Paul's going to be in the audience to be our leadoff hitter here this evening, as he will step into the leadoff spot against the left-hander. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store. We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more.
You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family.
And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
At Tower Auto Sales, they'll give you the best products, the best selection, the best customer communication, the best service after the sale. Tower Auto Sales, just buy it. 412-828-6202. Stop in and see Mike Fanto and tell him Sportsline sent you. And he'll give you a heck of a deal on a pre-owned vehicle. All right, we are back here. Mike Pavlik here, Jim Barton there. And we are set to go. By the way, Paul's in the audience, and we'll get to him in a second. I was on the computer. I was watching the Minnesota Twins Oakland A's game, which is 5-3 Oakland in the 6th inning. And what makes it interesting for us here at Sportsline is our own George Guido's in attendance. George has had some business in Minneapolis, which, by the way, the people that scheduled this business for George, you would think that they would have gone for a better site than Minneapolis, Palm Springs, even North Texas.
You said that's for the Little League?
Basketball, yes. It's with it's Little League, I believe, national convention. George is a muckety-muck. So
he's a muckety-muck?
George is a muckety-muck in the Little League. So he's there, and he did score himself a ticket for the Twins home opener today. And they had 8 to 12 inches on the ground this morning. And I believe one of the first days he arrived, they had the big snow, and He was thinking there was no chance he'd get a chance to see a game. But the sun is shining brightly. It's probably cold, but
It looks good.
beautiful day for a ball game in Minneapolis, and George is there. So next time George is here, we're going to get a full report on Target Field and see what it's like, because we like to get the full ballpark experience here and find out all the places people have been to try to compare them to what we have in Pittsburgh. So we have a nice place. I was there yesterday, but that's, if we have time, we'll talk about that later. So, all right, Paul, in the audience, we missed you last week, but you stepped aside to let someone else have a turn, so that was nice of you.
Yeah.
So what's on your cranium tonight?
Made a trip to Akron, Ohio this Saturday to visit a historic place, I call it, that they held the Firestone Tournament of Champions of Pro Bowling that used to be on ABC back in the day, and
That was always the big one. That would finish up the season.
yeah, they finished
On the
up
Pro
the season.
Bowlers Tour, they would grab the final one of the season, and it was the big one. It would,
All the
for
champions.
the big money. All the guys that had won a tournament.
Right.
In the year previous, I believe.
Right.
All the way up until then, and they would get together. It was basically the Masters.
Yeah, and if you won the tournament, you could bowl there, for life, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I thought I would be disappointed with, all, the bowling being, all kiddie stuff, but it was very impressive, and I was impressed, and I bowled on, we rented the exact two lanes, the pair of lanes that they bowled the finals on, 27-28.
The championship pair.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
so who won?
Pardon me?
Was it a championship bowling?
It was the champ. As far as he was concerned.
They stopped having it back in 91, 92, and
okay.
we thought, take a trip out, see what it was like, and for anyone that was interested in that, it definitely, worth the trip.
How long did it take to get there?
About 2 hours,
Yeah, that's not
about 125 miles.
Yeah, that's not too bad of a trip out there. I've been to Canton for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is a great trip if you ever want to go out there, and it's a short trip, and
Right.
it's in a nice little area, and
Yeah, all the history's on 27-28, so if anyone's out there and want to make a trip out, say you won 27 and 28, then
you rent them out. They're probably now. How busy was the place on a
it
Saturday?
was packed.
Was there a lot of people? Really?
Yeah, like around 2 to about 5. We were there like 2 to 5, and it was packed.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that people are still bowling. I wonder how the league business is
And
at this place.
yeah, they have 40 lanes there, and I bet you 25 to 30 was gone.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
right. So I give it an A+.
Oh, that's nice. That's one of those. That's a cool sports trip, and that's one you don't think of all the time.
Right. It's historic. It's not, it's a normal place, and they opened up in 1952.
Well, that bowling
Right.
isn't what it used to be. I don't
No.
think it was really a big thing there for a while, and
Yeah.
it seems to have, more of let's put some bumpers in the.
Yeah.
Put some bumpers in
Oh,
the gutters
yeah.
and let the kiddies fire it
I
down
like
there
the
and bounce
bumpers.
them off,
Bumpers
Yeah.
help me out and raising my average.
Yeah, exactly.
I always get picked on a lot when I bowl.
Why is that?
'Cause I look like Fred Flintstone. I do a lot of
Twinkle
little
toes.
stuff. Yeah.
And it was a nice experience, and I recommend it to anyone who's a big bowling fan.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you had a good time. But
Right.
like I said, that's a different one than
Yeah.
some of your normal sports trips. But it was nice and close
Yeah.
and an easy trip. Now, before we get on to your trivia, and we
Okay.
do have a caller,
Okay.
a mystery guest. The basketball championship. What do you think about the game tonight? Did you watch the Final Four at all? Were you even back in time?
No, we didn't get back till late Saturday night, so it's
Yeah. And your brackets are in the toilet, I'm guessing, like the
yeah,
rest of
yeah.
ours.
Like Dan Patrick asked, he says, now that a 7 plays an 8 seed, what's in better shape, your brackets or you? And definitely,
That's exactly true. I
Right.
hadn't thought of it that way, but it is a mess. Now, not that the two teams that haven't played the best don't deserve, and they deserve to be there. They
Right.
won all the games, and especially Kentucky. Kentucky's played great basketball games. I mean, every game they play comes right down to the end, and it's a fabulous game. It's down to the last shot or two, and they've been great. And they've been great basketball games. I just think that the committee seeded it poorly.
Yeah, that was a shocker with Wisconsin.
Well, they played so well, Wisconsin, too. I felt so bad for them. That was
I was rooting for Wisconsin.
That was a heartbreaker.
Then I think at 6:30, Florida's playing Wisconsin for the third consolation.
Not any longer. That consolation game has gone by the boards.
I heard them talking about it today. We have to look it up. Check the.
No, I don't have to look it up. The consolation game, you were right about the games being on TBS. I give you that. But the consolation games have gone by the boards. That is no longer. I think maybe Penn won the last one of those. What happened was they would play a third place game before the championship game, figuring they could, I don't know, they certainly couldn't sell any more tickets unless they cleared everybody out and brought in a new group for the game, for the championship game. But it got to the point where the fans wouldn't stay when your team lost and it was held over to a Monday, that everybody would just go home. And so there was nobody there to watch the game. And then the teams basically said, we lost, we want to leave. So
I think now that they're going to try to make college unionized, I think they'll add that consolation game in.
That's another story.
If they unionize,
anyway.
I'm not big on that, but maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll have a chance to get into that later on.
All right, I'll try mystery profile
Why not?
again.
The mystery profile, sponsored by our good friends at Mattio's Pizza and Subs in Brackenridge. Everything on Mattio's menu is made with quality ingredients, and that could be the reason people proudly pass on the word about their great food. And there you go. You saw the Iron Man sitting right here on the table just a mere moments ago. 1000 Broadview Boulevard, Brackenridge Heights, next to the District Magistrate's office. And you can give them a call at 724-904-7312. So here we go. We haven't had a mystery profile guess in a while.
Okay.
So, Paul, you're going to exhaust your April eligibility on this one. So here we go. This is the $100 clue. Let's
I'm
roll.
a veteran now.
You are a veteran. I share an NFL record with 2 other quarterbacks for throwing at least 2 touchdown passes in 7 consecutive postseason games.
I'm going to guess Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is not correct. Let's go down to the $75 answer. My high school backup quarterback was Joe Ferguson, who I played against in an NFL postseason game.
Jim Kelly.
It is not Jim Kelly. Joe Ferguson did play for the Bills. Is it Jim Kelly? Prayers go out to Jim Kelly, too. Hopefully things will turn out well for him. Here is the $50 clue. One of my 2 brothers also played in the NFL. See, a lot of times it should be getting easier, but it gets more confusing with the more information you have.
Dan Fouts. I don't know.
No, it is not Dan Fouts. Now, all of these are excellent guesses. Unfortunately, they're just not correct guesses.
Right.
Here we go, the $25 clue. I made at least 50 appearances on the Jay Leno show.
Terry Bradshaw?
Yes,
Oh.
it is Terry Bradshaw. Now, my favorite part of this whole mystery profile this time is the Tinker Toy clue, which was, in my rookie season, I did a radio show with Bob Tattern. See? It was Terry. He had Terry and both Terrys, I believe, Terry Bradshaw
Right.
and Terry Henry together,
Right.
which could have made for some interesting radio, considering that one was battling the other for playing time.
Right.
We'll ask Bob about that.
Right.
Paul, thank you.
Hey, have a good
Thanks for
day.
being our
Yeah,
leadoff.
Paul,
here
it
tonight.
would have been a consolation prize if you didn't win.
Right.
You could have a bite of that sandwich.
You can have a piece of
there you
that.
go.
So we'll be passing it around here, and I know people would like to do that. but,
Win-win situation.
if you're watching live, come on down. We'll save you a piece. All right, Paul, thank you. Okay. We're going to take our break right now. We do have a call lined up. We're going to get that. We do have a line open for you, 724-236-0430. Give us a call. And again, if you're watching the show on a Thursday night, and you're watching on channel 190, please jot the number down, have it handy, and give us a call Monday night between 6 and 7, and you can get in on the action. It'll be a lot of fun. You have a chance to win a prize. So let's take our break right now. We will do that, and we will be back with more right after this.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go. At Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Drive longer with the Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile limited warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Toronto and Freeport Road at Trona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
And if you're looking for fun, there's an Easter egg in the Easter Park Easter egg hunt in Saxonburg, Roebling Park, Saxonburg. Saturday, April 19th, 2014, which is this year, at 11 a.m., Roebling Park, Saxonburg. You can get photos with the Easter Bunny. You can have, there's food trucks. Matter of fact, we're going to be there selling hot dogs. There's an Easter egg hunt. Ages 3. Oh, there's a 3-age group, a 4 to 7, and an 8 to 12 group. So Paul, my brother, is out of it. Also, there's a Find the Golden Egg. So remember, Easter in the park in Roebling Park, Saxonburg, Saturday, April 19th.
The fun part is they have an over 50 age group. You should watch them going around looking for eggs. That's pretty much.
You're looking for the golden egg.
Not allowed to use your glasses. I'll be right in the middle of that. All right, we have the mystery guest ready to enter and sign in, please. Good evening. You're next on the show.
Hey guys, great show.
Bob, it's great to hear you. How you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Hey, this happened a couple of weeks ago, and I was, on the shows that I did not participate because I am taking a couple of weeks off. I was surprised not to hear anything about the possibility of paying college athletes. Doesn't this stick up in the scheme of things with our listeners?
I wonder myself what's going on about that whole thing, and I think there's more involved than just trying to look out for the best interests of the poor college kids that are being put upon by getting their 4 or 5 year education paid for in full.
Right. They're getting their education. So
well,
become
Mike,
a union, I don't think
and Jim,
they don't. It's not a good thing. I agree with you there.
Go ahead, Bob.
I think both you guys would agree with me that this is going to open up a hornet's nest of, the literal crazy things that can go on. How do you pay are you going to break it down Division I? Division II is the lower pay scale?
Are you going to pay football players and not volleyball players?
Right.
It's truly Pandora's box. It really is. And then the other thing, too, is that this is something that hasn't been as widely reported, is that Northwestern is a private school. And because of that, they fall under the auspices of the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board. Public schools do not. The public schools will fall under each state's laws and how the states regulate the schools. So if Northwestern is unionized, Penn State's not. Northwestern's able to pay their players, Penn State isn't. What does that do to recruiting? It's a mess.
I know if I was a college player, I'd want to go to a school that paid me.
Well, exactly.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know what the answer is, but when did all of this really, really start? Since time began, I'm sure there have been the illegal payouts and the kids getting money under the table or a free loan of a car and whatever. It's been going on for a long, long time. But here we are with kids getting, and I say kids, maybe I shouldn't use the term out of respect for these talented individuals, but when you think of what a college education is worth year by year,
especially today.
Yeah, you're looking at, well, it depends what they're going in for.
And another thing I heard would talk about the IRS is then going to want to get involved.
Absolutely.
The scholarship, if they become professionals, the scholarship's going to be taxed.
Yes, indeedy. Now we have really compounded this thing.
Right. I mean, well, they don't have enough to do. But I just think, to me, that this seems to be an effort. And by the way, this is not a coincidence that this is happening in suburban Chicago either. It just isn't. It's not.
I hear you.
You hear? I know you know it. I know. I really don't want to go there, but it's not. And it's not a coincidence of how this is happening now. And as union membership continues to go down, what a way to pick up some new membership is a fertile new ground of people that they've never been able to touch before. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. I think that sometimes I think players' rights do need to be taken care of in some cases. If we give you a 4-year scholarship, and then if we find somebody better than you, we basically tell you to hit the road after 1 year. Stuff like that needs to be. I'm fine with that.
Well, maybe gifts that players get from alumni and things like that.
Right.
Maybe let that slide a little bit. Less the IRS wants to get involved if it's cash. But
gifts can be taxed too.
Well, look at it this way too. If they start playing the players or paying the players, won't that hurt the colleges too? They take money out of the colleges' funds, and then they have to charge people even more to go to college.
And will it open it even more to, okay, well, since you're going to be professionals now, then will the pro leagues go one way or the other? Will the pro leagues say, okay, fine, if you're getting paid, then we're not going to take anybody until they've spent 4 years out of high school, or we're not going to take anybody. We'll take you from the minute you leave high school. You can come play for us. I think that can go either way too.
Yeah, if you're getting paid in college, you have to stay the full.
You have to stay. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it.
You can't leave second year.
But again, the thing is, where the real inequity is going to come in this is that this is only going to go to a private school and not to the public schools, not to the big public institutions that are most of what makes up college football and basketball. I mean, Notre Dame, we okay, pay them, but Purdue, no, you can't. That's I
don't think you can have one or the other.
It's going to be really interesting to see how, as they say, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
By the way, this sandwich that was on the show tonight.
Yes, sir.
How? And this is a low-budget show.
Right, it is.
But so now, does Jim's brother stake half of that with Paul from Lower Borough, who is there tonight, or how does this work out?
I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be divided up. Here's the thing, is that during the right before the show started, Bill Gray happened to mention to me that he hadn't eaten yet. I think there's a legitimate chance nobody gets any of it.
I think we're going to let Bill go for it.
And so I can't wait to see what's left by the time we're finished.
Might have to hang around and find out if Bill can finish.
We're gonna have after the last break. We're gonna bring out 2 empty plates. We'll show those.
By the way, getting back to the Bradshaw mystery profile.
Yes.
I was trying to think if there was one other clue that I did not include because it would have made it too easy, and right now I can't think of it.
Well, we didn't.
Is that the Phil Robinson?
Yeah, we didn't have any Duck Dynasty possible clues.
I was looking for Duck Dynasty.
Well, today was the Duck Commander 500 in NASCAR.
Yeah,
Guess what? Since it was rained out yesterday, I had it today, and I neglected to see who won. So after the next break, I will fill in our burgeoning NASCAR audience out there on who won the race today because I didn't look.
Isn't Duck Dynasty also going to be doing a bowl?
Duck Dynasty's going to have a bowl game this year too. And Phil Robertson, who was the head of that group, was actually Terry Bradshaw's backup. Actually, he started ahead of him a year at at Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana, yep.
And they're still friends to this day. As a matter of fact, they retired Terry's number and Phil's number this year at a game, and they both went back and hadn't seen each other in years.
Well, I read somewhere that Phil Robinson, reason why he left football and went back to duck hunting is because football season interrupted his duck hunting.
And they made themselves a nice living. Yes, yep. And we're throwing up your book there, Bob, so we can talk. Please tell the people about your book quickly.
Yeah, okay, real quick, and I'm hoping, and I don't know if I've mentioned this to anyone before, but we are hoping that we'll have a second edition coming out with over 300 newer well, not newer, but 300 other stories to put in the book.
Right.
This will be volume 2, basically. So be that as it may, keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping to make it a Christmas-ready item that you can get. And Francine and Tom Costello do a wonderful job at Word Association, the publishers for both George and I. And it's been a great experience working with them. And I can't wait till the next one comes out. So let's hope things work out well. But in the meantime, you guys continue on, have a wonderful time. I may take off a few more weeks and get my summer vacation in early this year because really what's coming up for me in the summer is going to be a very, very busy time with other things I have going, and I've got to get this other stuff taken care of done right now. So I guess for the next several weeks I won't be there. And I want to thank you guys for taking care of of things.
It's really no problem, and we really like it when you call, too. So
I hope to do that, too.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Hey, guys, keep up the good work, and we'll see you later on.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Bob.
Mr. Tatum checking in from his palatial estate. And beautiful Lowborough, Pennsylvania, where I also live, and it's a lovely place to live. So let's see. We have a call, but I don't want to shortchange. If Tony's on the line, I don't want to shortchange him. Yeah. Why don't we? Let's do this. Let's bring Tony aboard here, and we'll start in with Tony and see what Tony has. And if he needs more time, we'll give it to him. Right. So, Tony, are you there?
I'm here, buddy.
Beautiful. How are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. No golf today, huh?
I couldn't hear Bob hardly at all. He was breaking up. And
really? Yeah, they said
they must
have been having problems in the back hearing him, but I was okay.
Okay.
I was able to hear him all right, but yeah, you keep an ear on that for me.
Yeah, he sounds pretty good.
That's good. No golf today, huh?
No.
No, it was pretty miserable out there.
Probably not till next week, the way the weather looks.
Well, it's supposed to warm up later this week.
I understand, but if we get all that rain, you'll be up to your ankles in mud.
I went to the driving range last week. It wasn't pretty.
Well, hey, it shouldn't be the first time, right?
I went with my nephew, and here's the problem. He's 17, and he hits it a mile.
Well, naturally.
And so he was sitting in, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm swinging like I haven't swung a club in like 8 months, and that's because I hadn't swung a club in like 8 months.
Well, what you're supposed to go over and kick him in the ankle, then see how far he hits it.
Well, I don't mind. He hits it further than me, but I can find mine.
Okay, he can't, yeah.
So I have that going for me.
I understand that. I understand. We're 4-2, right, Barts?
Yeah, good start.
Yeah, very good. But we could have been 6-0 if,
we hit it all.
Let's see, MVP's batting 217, Walker's 217, Martin's 176, Mercer's 158, Alvarez is 136. I would like to see MVP get that triple when it's 0-0 or we're losing instead of when it's 10-2.
You mean not the Bobby Bonilla triple?
Yeah, the Bobby Bonilla
Kevin
triple.
Young triple. Here's one thing I noticed. Early on, and it looks like that the last couple of games that I think he's over it, and he's going to be okay, and that is that he was getting himself out. And you know what I mean by that. He was getting himself out by swinging pitches that aren't in the strike zone.
It was impressive because he's MVPs, so
well, and they're not
giving.
He's not getting anything to hit either.
I remember last season too. They took him a good month to get it.
Well, they were
everything rolling.
They were 1-5. They were 1-5 last year. But the thing is that he's not getting anything to hit. And your point is good because the guys hitting behind him aren't doing anything now.
No.
Pedro had the one day, and Pedro had a nice could Pedro run the bases? But if he had any kind of speed at all. But anyway, I mean, he's a really good base runner. It's just a game just watching and watch how he. If you got a little leaguer with you at a game and just watch Pedro run the bases. Like he may not be fast, but he understands.
Well, you know what? He looked like he slimmed down, and it looked like he got a little quicker to me.
But he understands. You know what I mean?
I was talking to my boy. And he said, "Hey, Dad, he slimmed down." I said, "Yeah, it looks a little lighter." And he said, "Well, he's moving decent." I said, "Yeah."
He really understands the game too. He really does. That's something you can't teach some of these guys. But McCutcheon's just pressing a little bit, and I think he's going to need to. He needs to. If they're going to walk you, you got to take it. I mean, there are situations when you might want to go outside the strike zone to swing, but most of the time, if they're going to walk you, you have to make.
You have to take it. You have to take it.
Exactly, and that's what he's doing now.
Yeah, I understand.
I wouldn't concern myself with Alvarez's batting average because it's always low, but he hits a mile.
He's never going to change. By now, Pedro is what Pedro is, and it's going to end up being.
And we only have him for a couple more years.
It's only 2 at the most. So.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So, hey, what are you going to do? But one thing that I noticed about Alvarez, the 2 home runs he hit, and I never see him do this because he always steps in a bucket. He tries to pull it. He stepped towards the pitcher on both of them, and one went to left center, one went to right center. And if he keeps doing that, he could hit that outside pitch and pull it or hit it to the opposite field. But once he steps towards first base, which he always does, try to pull it, what's he going to do? He's going to miss it, pop it up, or ground that out. Your body can't be going north and the pitch is coming south.
I'll tell you something. I was at the game yesterday. He took the one pitch to the notch in left center field.
You
can't hit it any harder than that. He hit it over 400 feet, and Jim's right. Any other ballpark, that's a home run. And it's a fly out on our ballpark. It's nearly impossible for a left-hand batter to hit it out the other way. He did it on Friday.
Yeah.
That's one of those where you'll take that. The 81 road games, that's either rattling around up against the fence or over the fence.
Yeah,
so that was encouraging too.
Now it's amazing. We're 4-2 without a really a good leadoff hitter, and definitely not a number 2 hitter.
Definitely not a number 2 hitter. At least Marte's getting on base. Getting hit by a pitch, that helps. I get some on base too.
He doesn't walk; he gets hit instead.
Yeah, and what in his illustrious career, that Travis Snyder is a number 2 hitter.
Well, he's not. They just don't have any.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Dwyer running back kickoffs for the Steelers.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. You know what? You don't realize that, other states, like my boy lives in Missouri, and he hears a lot of sports over there, that they laugh about that, about him batting second or Tabitha batting second and all like that. It's ridiculous. Your leadoff man's got to be fast, which he is.
Right.
He's got to be able to bunt, which he don't. All right. He's got to be able to get on base, take walks. He strikes out a lot. And he hits with some power, which is fine. And your number 2 batter almost has to be the clone to that, except he should have a little bit more power, and he should be able to bunt and also get on base. Then your number 3 hitter has to be, a little bit above the first 2, with hitting the ball, moving runners. But, I don't know.
I disagree with that on the bunting part.
They don't seem to get a good jump.
Marte's probably the best bunter we have on the team.
But bunting for a hit.
Did you see that? Everybody else trying to bunt. They were terrible.
Oh yeah, we had Tabitha try to drop a couple down yesterday.
Forget it. Well, how about Marte when he struck out bunting?
When he's up there to sacrifice, it's a lot different than when he's trying to bunt it for a base hit. It's like he'll catch you by surprise and get the ball down. He can do that. Which
but occasionally, but most of the time he misses it. But but hey, we're 4-2, so
exactly. Hey, do me a favor before we go to your trivia. If you'd hold on for me for 1 second, we got to do the break and pay the bills.
Go ahead. I'm not going anywhere.
And then when we come back, we will get to your.
I got one more thing to say about unions when we come back.
When we come back.
All right.
You hold on for me. Thank you very much. We'll do that. We will take our break, and we'll be right back with more Tony right after this.
Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Rusevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Rusevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with a fourth generation. The Rusevich family of funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380 Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380 Murraysville.
Tower Auto Sales is featuring pre-owned Lexus products. Let our experienced staff help you in selecting your next vehicle. 40 years in the same location, Tower Auto Sales. Just buy it. 412-828-6202. Mike Fanto will take care of you. Pre-owned Lexus products. All right, Tony is on the line and has
all right, guys, you're
another
back.
comment. Go ahead, sir. Pick
All
up
right,
where you
now as
left
far
off.
as union's concerned, I'm a union man from the tip of my toes to the top of my head.
Gotcha.
I always been one, and if it wasn't for them and my pension, I'd be living under the 9th Street Bridge in a refrigerator box.
I understand.
And all you people that turn down unions and everything, over the years are voted them out. Wait till you get retirement age, and the only thing you got is your Social Security. See you under the bridge. But anyhow, going to the college with the unions, that's going a little too far as I'm concerned. Okay? Because if you're going to give it to all the all your sports figures at college, then how about the student that's paying the $35,000, to go there, that doesn't have the scholarship or anything like that? Are you going to do something for them?
It is.
That could be a clause.
Now,
you can put a clause in there where the player has to pay so much toward other students.
Yeah. Now, I believe in maybe having a fund for, like, underprivileged students. Like, you hear stories like the kid's mother's died, and he don't even have a suit to go there. He doesn't have the money to fly there or go bus, and the coaches helped him out and got caught. They got, that's against the law, as far as NCAA is,
right.
Stuff like that. Now, I believe in stuff like that, to help out students if they, if that's the case. But as far as having a union,
And the other part that kills me about it is that the NCAA is so corrupt to begin with.
My God, it's business. It's a business. It's not a college.
Well, Jay Billis had the best line today. I heard him on the radio, and he said, that if the NCAA trying to run, say that there's not enough money to go around would be basically saying if the NCAA owned the Sahara Desert, they would say that they didn't have enough sand. And that I understand that they're in it to make money for their schools. And look, sports pay for more than just sports on a lot of these campuses.
Oh yeah, they pay. Yeah, except basketball and football.
Everybody looks at all the bad things that happened at Penn State. But if you go a little deeper and look at all the good that Joe Paterno did,
but that still he could have done all the good in the world that way. That still doesn't. Those 8 or 9, 10 victims. There's no way that any kind of money could justify that. I'm sorry, so you can drop that right now, as far as I'm concerned.
And again in other schools too. But that there's so much money that's there that can be
what's
used to help
there?
the general
You darn
student
right
body,
it's
and it
there.
does.
And wait a minute, how about the people that donate millions and millions? Look at Notre Dame. They got D. Bartola. You go out there, you look D. Bartola building, D. Bartola building, D. Bartola. That's all you see out there, and other people, that they give millions to these colleges.
Yeah, they do.
The alum, especially the ones that really are rich in that. So
like Phil Knight at Oregon.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
T. Boone Pickens at Oklahoma State. And,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's, that's stuff you don't hear about.
I think
I don't want to hear it about the crying about money.
No, I think it's a good idea that somebody can help the athletes make sure that they're not being taken advantage of in certain situations.
Well, naturally, I understand.
I'm good there.
I agree with all that.
Good, I'm good there. But actually paying them a salary.
There could be things set up.
Yeah.
Which will be fair to everybody.
Exactly. And I'm fine with that. All right, Tony. Let's.
All right. Let me have. We'll go with the Granny.
Let's do Granny.
And let me have number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Jim. Go ahead.
I've been in a hole lately.
Number 5 for the Grand
Number
Salami.
5 for the Granny.
All right, you ready, Tony?
I'm always ready.
In 2012, what Pittsburgh Pirates hit back-to-back home runs that both hit off the right field foul pole? Oh, let me certainly read that again.
Yeah, read that again.
In 2012, what Pittsburgh Pirate hit back-to-back home runs that both hit off the right field foul pole?
In 2012.
2012.
That was Neil Walker?
Two guys.
What 2 Pittsburgh Pirates hit back-to-back home runs?
You mean there's 2 guys?
Yeah, there's 2 guys.
Oh, okay.
Back-to-back, ping.
All right, Neil Walker and what was the other one? I don't know. I can't think of the guy we got rid of. All right, let's Pedro Alvarez.
It was the guy we got rid of.
Yes.
Yep.
Gary
I
Jones.
do that. I couldn't think of his name. You see what I mean? You see how many I've blown? I could have had about 100 already.
You did have the Neil Walker one, right? That was Garrett Jones and Neil Walker both hit him PNC Park and both whacked him off the right field foul pole. Ping, and that was that.
Yeah, I see. I remember watching it.
All right, Tony. Well,
all right, guys. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good news is it's early in the month, so you're right back at it. So we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. We have another caller, so let's do that right now. Back to the lines. Good evening. Hello. Have we lost you? We may have lost the caller. Okay, call back, 724-236-0430. We have time. We can. We do have one more break to get in. We can take that. Paul Barton's in the audience, so we can get to him. And we'll do that when we come back. So we have about 13 minutes to go. So if you want to get in, we still have time for you. And I'm going to check the NASCAR race. So let's take our final break of the evening. We'll be right back right after this.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Borough.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
And remember, if you like Easter egg hunts, we have one for you. Easter in the Park in Saxonburg at the Roebling Park, April 19th. Be there. It's at 11 a.m., starting 11 a.m.
And there it is, a beautiful poster. I have checked the NASCAR race. 7 different winners in 7 races so far this year. Joey Logano was the winner today at the Duck Commander 500, which was at the Texas Motor Speedway. It was rained out yesterday. I did see that Dale Earnhardt Jr. went out early. First few laps, wrecked out, finished last.
He won the first race, correct?
He did. He won Daytona. So that would mean that he had been up at the top in points, and I'm not sure where we're at. Joey Logano wins. Jeff Gordon second. Kyle Busch finished in 3rd place. So Junior says he's okay. Sorry to the fans of the 88 team. Feel bad for my guys and the 48 team. Made a mistake there, and it was costly for everyone. So Junior was out early, and all the Junior folks got to go home. So that was the end of that. So Joey Logano wins. Paul Barton is standing by in the audience. Paul, good evening to you, sir.
Well, good evening, guys.
What do we have tonight?
Well, I got a question for you. This is a little off the cuff and unusual.
Kind of the way I like it.
Yes. Yes, with all the changes that are going on in the rules and regulations of the NFL, do you foresee any chance in the future of the NFL merging with the CFL?
No. I don't. They've tried to put CFL teams in America. There was a team in Baltimore and a team in Vegas, I think, a few years ago. Sacramento didn't work out.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
CFL teams.
And then there was the other thing where the Bills had played some games in Toronto. Funny, a guy from Ontario was sitting by at a Pirate game in Florida a couple weeks ago, and the same subject in a roundabout way kind of came up, and he said that the funny part about it is that the people in Canada have absolutely no interest in the Bills playing games in Toronto at all. That they don't care. And the Bills aren't going back this year, and now Mr. Wilson has passed away, so the team's going to be up for sale, and there's definitely questions on whether the Bills are going to stay in Buffalo. But it's funny that, he said that they had absolutely no interest in the NFL in Canada. They really don't care. And we really had no interest in Canadian football when they tried to play down here. Now, I told them I'll put it on and I'll watch it. I like it.
Now, what if they do merge? Will we have a 51-yard line?
I was going to say we're going to go to 52.5 yards. That would be pretty funny. Well, I thought when you were talking about rule changes, I heard an interesting thing today, and this was from Buster Olney from ESPN. And he said that he talked to a high-ranking executive with a Major League Baseball team. And this guy is seriously thinking about proposing that they shorten Major League Baseball games to 7 innings to try to save pitchers from getting hurt.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, so the first thing is...
Then they should pitch underhand.
Where is it said, of all the studies they've done, and of course this comes up with the Buccos with Jamison Tyler having his Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And he's going to be out for at least a year. Where has it ever been proven, or where has it even been suggested that workload is why these guys get hurt? They pitch fewer innings now than there's ever been pitched for pitchers, and more guys are hurt.
I heard something a while ago, basically the pitchers, in the olden days, they were more wiry when they didn't work out. Their muscles weren't real tight. So, I don't know why, they get... Tommy John is rampant anymore.
Oh, it is. And it's like you sign your rookie contract, and then they say, okay, in a year you come back and say, okay, I think it's time. Let's go. And I mean,
well, that's
even the Tylen one is interesting because
they want to take care of that before he gets hurt.
He didn't even blow out the ligament. Right. They said it's compromised. What is compromised? It's like
it could blow.
Spies are compromised. It's compromised. Which it could blow. It might blow. So I think I'm going to do it.
It's probably irritated. So let's take care of it right now.
Unbelievable. And it's like, and they said, well, and so here's my favorite part. Somebody said, a caller to a show, and I love our callers. A caller to a show said that, well, since he didn't blow all the way through the ligament, that then the recovery should be faster. They replaced the ligament.
Yeah,
it's a complete transplant.
Mm-hmm. Do you think maybe in the future they'll start just giving you Tommy John before you even start your career?
People, high school crazy backstage parents.
Oh, they might do it.
Already do it. It already does happen. That they'll do it. They'll have their kid do it in high school with no injury.
Yeah.
To get a fresh ligament, just okay. Well, going into your senior year, they'll do it then, and then they have a fresh ligament for college. Because, because of all those innings they threw when they were 12.
I mean, you always hear the stories of the pitchers way back when. They would pitch, double headers. They would pitch a lot of pitches. Whatever happened to that?
Wilbur would pitch both games of a doubleheader. Now, mind you, it was a knuckleball. But
knuckleball, yeah. They last a long time.
We were always taught that you needed to use it. If you used it, then it would be fine. Then it would be stronger. Use your muscles, do it, throw, and you'll be. If you sit down and never walk anywhere, and then you get up and you wonder why your legs hurt, it's because you're not using them. Why doesn't the same thing work with I don't know, but I got really far away from merging
with the CFL.
With the CFL.
With the baseball.
We went all the way to baseball somehow with it. That was me. My mind sometimes works funny like
Well, I got another question for you real quick.
Go ahead.
And speaking of far away, straight out of Ireland, we got a tweet.
Oh,
somebody
actually, yeah.
Somebody was tweeting on their Twitter?
Yes, somebody
on Facebook. You put it on Facebook. That
Right.
If anybody calls in and they stump me with a sports question, which is pretty easy to do,
okay,
you would win a free hot dog.
All right.
And I figure we only average like 4 callers a night, so I'm good to go with that. So we had a Facebook tweet from Ireland.
I don't do the Facebook or the Twitter. I'm sure you all find that hard to believe. Go ahead.
Well, the question this young lady has from Ireland was that what professional basketball team played at Pittsburgh?
The Condors.
I mean, that was a Pittsburgh team.
Yeah, the Condors, ABA.
And the Pipers also.
The Pipers, yeah.
Pipers
the
and the
Pipers
Condors.
and the Condors, yes.
We had a couple soccer teams.
Okay, so I didn't stump you.
No.
You're not stumped.
No, I don't know what what was the second question? It was.
How about the Pittsburgh Pisces? Oh, that was the movie?
That was in a movie.
The Fish That Saved. That was a great movie.
Fish That Saved Pittsburgh,
right
yes.
on that, Josh.
Well,
Perfect.
she also asked that what was their best season. It had to be in the 70s.
Well, they.
I'm going to give it to that, the 70s.
It might have been the 60s, actually. They.
That's true.
I believe they won the title. I believe it was the Pipers. They beat New Orleans. Am I correct, John Brister? I mean, this is again way before my time, but I believe that was the deal. I think it was the Pipers, and then the Condors came later. And I vaguely remember the Condors, and they weren't good, and they play. There wasn't a lot of not a lot of crowds at these games. They played at the Civic Arena, and we were always talking about that. Is there any way we get an NBA team in here? And
no,
we can't.
I doubt
I
it.
just don't think there's enough. There's not enough disposable income for 2 winter sports in a town this small.
No.
That's probably the deal. It's like I like the NBA. I'm more than willing to. This is getting into NBA season for me. I like the playoffs. I'm one of those. I got to go to a game this year too. I went to a game in Cleveland. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But yeah. So I don't know. They.
Now, Paul, you mentioned that she was a Pittsburgher living in Ireland, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I love that. Now, how did that happen? Is this a?
It was a challenge we put before the show.
No, how did she get to Ireland? Was my question.
Paul, you're gonna have to Facebook her to find out.
Mike, it was love.
It was. She loves potatoes, doesn't she?
No, she loved.
As a matter of fact, what was it? Sunday was National Tartan Day. Did you know that?
I missed that. I'm trying to look up
National Tartan for us Irish and Scottish descent. Tartan Day.
All right.
Here we go. The 1968 ABA playoffs. The Pittsburgh Pipers defeated the New Orleans Buccaneers 4-3 to take the title, and Connie Hawkins won the MVP.
That was 68?
1968.
So I have to send her a hot dog.
The ABA title remains the only pro basketball championship in Pittsburgh history. The Pittsburgh Pipers in 1968
so it was the Pipers.
Connie Hawkins.
There were 2 hot dogs.
John Brister was strange. He went away. They never found him, and they ended up finding a body. So we got to go. That's it. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for all our callers. Thanks to Bob for letting us sit here. We got to get out of here.
Thank you, Mike.
Jim, thank you. It's good to see you again, and we'll see you again.
It's time to eat the hoagie.
It is the hoagie's over there. So let's get out of here. I'm Mike Pavlik.
I'm Jim Barton.
See you later. Thanks.
Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Rasevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.